Tonight on DC News Now at 10, a community on edge after quadruple shooting in Northwest DC. The gunman still on the run tonight. The latest from witnesses and police just ahead in a live report.
Plus, one person is dead, two others are hurt after a dangerous drive in Frederick, Maryland. A motorcycle crashing into pedestrians on the sidewalk. We've got the latest coming up. Also,
picking on children, using them for political purposes is simply wrong.
A giant protest in Fairfax County, Virginia. People showing their support for transgender rights. We'll show you what prompted their call to action in a live report from that rally.
And it was a beautiful Thursday, and we're looking forward to more sunshine for your Friday afternoon. Highs back in the 70s. Our temperature is going to take a quick tumble for the weekend. We'll look at that forecast coming up.
Hey, good evening. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz. Our top story tonight, a quadruple shooting in Northwest DC. DC Metro are still looking for the two suspects wanted in connection with the shooting that hurt 4 people. It happened at the corner of North Capitol Street and New York Avenue. That's just 2 blocks away from where 5 people were shot back in August.
And Dave Laval has followed this story all day long. He joined us tonight from Metro Police headquarters. And Dave, police believe they know what car those gunmen took off in.
Chris and Tasmeen, they're looking for a white sedan they claim the suspects fired their weapons from during the attack. They then took off along New York Avenue after they frightened many people in the area.
Robert Wheeler recalls the gunshots he heard Thursday afternoon. They missed him, but not his portable speaker.
I'm lucky.
Nearly 3 dozen gunshots sprayed the area in front of the Taylor House apartments. Metropolitan Police said 2 shooters fired them from their car.
We found 4 male victims, adult males, suffering from apparent gunshot wounds.
Commander Tasha Bryan told reporters the victims were taken to nearby hospitals. One is said to be in critical condition, while the other 3 suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
We take gun violence in our communities very seriously. Our federal partners ATF have been very instrumental in assisting us with solving and reducing violent crime in our city.
Today's shootings took place not far from where 2 people died and 3 others were wounded in an August 24th shooting on O Street Northwest. Meanwhile, 3 people were wounded in another shooting later that night on Quincy Place Northwest. Police called that one retaliation for the earlier incident. They've said that this investigation is way too much in the preliminary stage to say whether today's incident is connected to the others. We're live at Metro Police headquarters. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
And developing out of Maryland tonight, 1 person is dead, 2 others hurt after a motorcyclist crashes into 2 people waiting for a bus. So it happened on Hillcrest Drive and Constant Place in Frederick. Officers say the motorcycle attempted to pass cars when it hit a truck and lost control. It went up over a curb, striking the 2 people. 1 pedestrian died at the scene.
We are currently consulting with the state's attorney's office to identify potential any charges that may be necessary or maybe not necessary. At this time, we don't have any charges filed or pending.
So we know the second person hit was rushed to the hospital with the motorcyclist as well. If we get an update on their conditions, of course, we will bring them to you.
And all new tonight, a huge crowd shut up outside the Fairfax County School Board meeting tonight. The rally to oppose Governor Youngkin's proposed policy for transgender students. Our reporter Max Marcilla covers Northern Virginia and is outside the meeting in Falls Church.
Yeah, Max, there was a lot of support for transgender students inside the meeting tonight.
That's right. Inside the meeting from people who were at the rally beforehand as they were speaking about the need to protect transgender students, but also there was support from the board members. The board chair, Rachna Sizemore Heiser, started the meeting by reading a statement on behalf of all of the school board members, essentially saying that the Fairfax County School Board, has the backs of transgender students, saying that they will enforce and make sure their policies follow the Virginia Human Rights Act as well as Title IX prohibition on gender identity discrimination. Now, this comes after the rally, which we mentioned came before the school board meeting. Dozens of people came out in support of transgender students' opposition of the governor's policy. And then the school board, one by one, their members spoke out against the policy after a resolution honoring LGBTQIA+ History Month. Here's what Carl Frisch, a member of the school board and a Democratic candidate for the Virginia House of Delegates, here's what he had to say.
Take the governor's shameful and divisive model policy. It flies in the face of state law and legal precedent, trampling the rights and simple human dignity of transgender and gender expansive students.
So Fairfax County becoming the latest of the Northern Virginia jurisdictions to really push back against the governor's proposal. Of course, Alexandria has come out strong against it. Richmond School Board down in that area of the Commonwealth just voted to make sure that policy never gets passed in their school district. So a lot of opposition, but as far as the governor's stance and how he can enforce it, that remains to be seen. But one thing is for sure, the governor views this as an integral part of what he calls his mission to instill parental rights in schools across the Commonwealth. Reporting live in Falls Church, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
All right, we loved all the sunshine today. Good thing is we get more of it tomorrow, but you know what? Enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, definitely, because fall weather is making its way back tomorrow night. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Jessica Webb.
Yeah, it was almost like a spring feel out there today. Didn't need the coat. Hopefully, Chris, I didn't check with you. Did you do the shorts thing? I hope. Oh, man. Daytime highs, they were sitting in the mid-70s, and so it was a lot warmer air that pushed in. And tomorrow I can give you warm air for about half the day, but the temperatures, they will continue to trickle down throughout tomorrow evening. So we're going to watch that pretty closely. Highs today, you can see across the board the warm spot. Look at Manassas showing out 76 down to Fauquier, Culpeper as well. Even sections of West Virginia almost touching 80 degrees. And I do think the temperature spread tomorrow afternoon will go 75 to about 82. With the winds pumping in, it's really going to help our highs to warm up even more. So right now, it still feels pretty mild out there. You do need a light coat handy. And I suggest as you're leaving home tomorrow, don't be tricked by this weather pattern and get too comfortable now, because you'll not need the coat tomorrow morning, but when you go home tomorrow evening, especially, it's really going to be getting downright chilly across our area. So 59 right now for Martinsburg, Hagerstown, good evening, 64, 57 for Fredericksburg out towards Northern Virginia. Kiddos, it's Friday, get through the week here, have a wonderful day at school, and as you're headed to the bus stop, sitting under all this clearing, recess about 70 degrees, and as you're heading home, 5 o'clock hour, daytime high is going to be hovering in the lower 80s. However, the winds are going to start to pick up and we're going to see a drop in our daytime highs. Going to get rid of those shorts, Chris, back in the upper 50s. We'll look at your weekend forecast coming up.
That might be hard to do. Janessa, thanks. All new tonight, people are reacting to the news that President Biden will pardon thousands of people convicted of simple possession of marijuana under both federal and D.C. law.
Yeah, so activists say it's a step in the right direction. Now, Daniel Hamburg talked with a local criminal defense lawyer, and Daniel, he says it could change lives.
Yeah, Tesmine and Chris, he actually says that people with possession charges shouldn't be arrested and go to jail or have criminal records for the same actions that other people are taking in states where marijuana is legal. He also says President Biden should go a step further and pardon those charged with selling marijuana in many cases, because he says those people are making millions of dollars, again, in states where marijuana is legal, while others are in jail. People of color are disproportionately arrested and jailed for marijuana despite not using it at a higher rate. President Biden said today too many lives have been upended because of a failed approach to marijuana. He's urging all governors to follow suit under state law to pardon simple possessions. And he is asking the Department of Health and Human Services and the Department of Justice to review how marijuana is scheduled under federal law. Right now, it's in the same category as heroin.
This is a great first step. I'm cautiously optimistic. It will have a positive impact in a lot of people who have been through the criminal legal system and have convictions on their records or have arrests or what have you, to get that off their record and avoid, some of the consequences and the collateral consequences that they've had.
Now, Now, in a statement, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser said she's grateful for President Biden's leadership, but also underscored the importance of giving D.C. statehood, because while other governors can issue pardons, she cannot, nor can the district move forward with an equitable adult use program. So still a lot of work to be done and a lot more to figure out with the HHS and DOJ to figure out what President Biden can accomplish. We're live at the White House. Daniel Hamburg, D.C. News Now.
Well, new details tonight as dozens of families assessing all they lost in a raging apartment fire in Montgomery County.
Yeah, the two-alarm fire happened last night at an apartment complex in Glenmont. Cheyenne Corin covers Montgomery County for us. She spent her evening talking to families there. And Cheyenne, they all need a place to live.
Hi, Thusbeen. I mean, just take a look at the aftermath of this 3-story apartment fire. If you look, you can actually see that crews are still out here 10 p.m. the next day working to board up these apartments. 16 adults and 5 children are now left without a home. I spoke with one man who actually was asleep when that fire started. Now, he doesn't have much left, but he said he's just grateful that no one was hurt.
When I just opened the curtains and saw everything on fire, that was the scariest moment of my life.
Fabio Pero has lived at the Glenmont Forest Apartments for 8 years. He's a school bus driver from Columbia who enjoys taking pictures. All of his photos were destroyed in the fire, but he showed me this video he took after he escaped.
You see?
And which one of those apartments is your home?
This is where I live, right here.
Fire and rescue say the fire started late Wednesday night on the exterior and spread quickly from there to all 3 buildings. Pero says this morning he was able to go into his apartment, but there wasn't much of anything salvageable.
I just took my keys and my cell phone. That's the only thing I could take in that moment. That was very, very scary.
The American Red Cross helped families affected with resources. So last night, Pero says he stayed at a hotel, and tonight he'll stay with a friend. But he doesn't know where he will go next.
Because I spoke to my insurance company, they said they will contact me in 2 business days. So that's going to be on Monday. And I said to them, so what I'm going to do from now to Monday.
Now, Pero said that he went to the owners of the property who told him that it would be at least 3 months before he had a place to stay, well, at least here. But he did say that the community has been helping out and sending donations, which has obviously been very helpful. Now, fire and rescue here in Montgomery County say that they are still investigating exactly what caused this fire. I'm live in Montgomery County, Maryland. I'm Cheyenne Corin for DC News Now.